And we're now joined by the head coach of the Trenton Devils, Rick Kowalsky. Coach, a win last night. Santa answered your Christmas request. You got the 2 points. How did it feel?
Oh, it's good to get a win. Obviously, the fact that guys had 5 days off. We skated yesterday morning and then had to get on the bus for 4.5 hours and go play. So it's a big win for us. Hopefully, it can give us some confidence. It was definitely a day after Christmas game. It wasn't the prettiest thing, but we, I like the way that the fact that we found a way to win, and Caruso was solid in that, which is good to see. But you never know what you're going to get in those games, and obviously, we struggled a bit. We've struggled a bit to find a way to win games here. So hopefully that can kind of get us on a bit of a roll.
You were really hoping before the game that the break, sort of the mental break, would serve your team well. Did you really see that? Did you see the guys come in with a fresh slate?
Yeah, I think probably all teams are looking at that, especially the ones struggling. But I think it was good for guys to get away, just get away from the rink, get away from each other, get away from the hockey environment in general. And sometimes, we talked about it last night. This might be the right time for this, and it gives you an opportunity to recharge your batteries. And for us, we kind of set a short-term goal here. Obviously, at 3 weeks, we got the All-Star break again here, so we've set some short-term goals on where we want to be come that point. And I think it's important for us to just kind of take it a game at a time. Mind the cliche, but hopefully finding a way to win last night in a opponent's building with, like I said, a lot of things potentially against you with the break and the travel. So hopefully we can get a little bit of momentum. Obviously we haven't found a way to beat Reading, but I think for the most part we've been in every game against them, and I think tonight's the night we got to find a way to get over that hump.
And the 7th meeting against the Royals, we'll get to that in a moment. Jeff Pro scores 2 more goals last night, two-goal games in the last 3. He was your leading scorer last year, and having him perhaps pick up the offense, maybe just with the doctor ordered.
Yeah, he's a streaky guy, so hopefully he's on one of those streaks. I don't think he's playing his best hockey, in all 3 zones yet, but he's a guy that really, like any other player, when they're confident, they get hot, and he has the ability to score in bunches, and like you said, he's had a couple games here where he's had multiple goal games. So hopefully, if we can get him hot and get some of these other guys going and start putting the puck in the net and, play with some consistency and get on a bit of a roll. And like I said, start to slowly climb the ladder here.
And perhaps some help from Chris Polai, who had 2 more assists last night. He's got 4 assists in 4 games now. How have you experienced him in the past and translating what he played last year and now to what you see now?
Well, I think he's not quite up to 100% as far as his timing and just feeling comfortable in the game. And, with all due respect to him, you get in a couple games and then you take a 5-day break. But, he's going to be our #1 center. I think he has the ability he can do a little bit of it all. He can shoot, he can skate, he can make plays and get in on the forecheck. So, if we're going to put some wins together, he's going to be a key factor. And like I said, hopefully in the next week or so, he starts to really find his true form, because when he's skating, he can really be a force.
And of course, had a secondary assist on the game-winning goal. He got it over to Trevor Kell, gets it back for Pender. He gets the power play goal. Pender now with 4 points on the power play this year, and a couple of goals recently. Nice to see him contributing, especially on the power play.
Yeah, again, he's got the big shot, but it doesn't always have to be that big shot. I think he, early on in the season, he scored some goals in exhibition, felt comfortable back there, and then, teams make adjustments and they realize that he's got a potential NHL shot back there, and I think he lost a lot of confidence because he was getting it blocked. So we've talked to him about taking a little bit off it and getting it through, and if you look at the goals he's scored, they haven't been his hardest shots, but his half slap shot, so to speak, is pretty hard and pretty effective. So if we can find a way to get him comfortable and get his head up and get those pucks through, I think he could be a major factor for us on the power play.
We saw some different line combinations, a couple different defensive pairings last night. What did you see from what you put together and what will continue tonight?
Well, we'll stay the same. Trevor Kell's a little banged up after last night, so he's going to come in, and Matt Folks is going to go in his slot with Chris Polai and Jack Coombs. I rotated 4 center last night just because of the break, and it's the position that requires the most skating. Hells will come in. He should be fresh. The only problem is, again, he hasn't played in over a week here. But I thought Folks was good. I thought Ryan Janan probably had his best game. Hopefully we can get him going. He definitely had some chances, had lots of jump. So for the most part I was happy with the line combinations, but again, you're rotating those 4 centers through. So I may move House depending on the game, how the game goes, and put him in the middle and go with the 4 centers again. Because Matt Vokes is going to move to the wing. But, for the most part, again, I think all 3 of these lines can compete and contribute on both sides of the puck.
How about the Royals? This is the 7th meeting. You guys have not found a way to win yet. Why have the Devils not been able to beat the Royals?
Well, they score timely goals. They can score at any point of the game. I think they're missing a few of their top guys, but they have depth offensively, and they have game breakers. I think the biggest issue for us has been making key mistakes at critical points in the game, and they've capitalized on them. This is a team that wants to transition. They're good off the line rush. You don't want to give them those opportunities. I think if you can frustrate them, if you keep the puck out of the middle, keep it along the walls, and we've really had success in the offensive zone, working them low and working their D low. I think they're a good team. I think their D are good, but I think that is their weakness, because as a group, as a 5-man unit, I think they would much rather play with the puck than without it. So if you can make them, force them to play in their own end, I think that's the key. And like I said, you don't want to give them those odd man rushes or turn the puck over in the neutral zone against this team.
They are statistically the 2nd best team in the conference. South Carolina's doing pretty well. They're in 1st in the American Conference. Do you think that the Royals are that good? Do the statistics bear down?
I think they've played well, and I've watched a couple of their games against other teams, and like I said, they're not blowing teams out, but they get guys that step up. Obviously, Gordon's having a huge year for him. Steiner also has played really well for him. I think the biggest thing for them, though, is I think they have three lines, really 10 forwards that can all put the puck in the net at times when you need it to. So again, we have to be good defensively, but I think what we focused on is making those mistakes or getting caught in that run and gun game and transition game, which we don't want to do. We got to play simple hockey and keep the puck out of their hands and make it hard on them. And then offensively, we got to get in and make their D and their forwards play in their own end.
And after a 5-game losing streak, a couple of wins in a row would be right up your alley.
That's the plan. So you look at points throughout the season, and obviously we gained 2 points on these guys. They're in the division lead. We have an opportunity. It's another 4-point game. We control their destiny and ours tonight, so we can cut that the division lead down to 9 tonight, and just like that, it changes that quick.
Very good. Rick Kowalsky, as the Devils get ready for the Reading Royals tonight. Thanks and good luck.
Thanks, Tim.
That does it. We'll be right back. You're listening to Trenton Devils Hockey.